Fire on the stage! A battle of minds! The studio hummed with electric anticipation, its bright lights bathing the sleek set in a warm, intense glow. Cameras stood poised, capturing every angle for a moment destined to become a landmark in live television. The audience settled, their whispers fading into a charged silence. This was no ordinary talk show. It was a collision of two intellectual giants, each embodying a distinct vision, and the air crackled with expectation. Eliza Morgan, a rising political commentator, stepped onto the stage with quiet assurance. Her navy blazer and crisp white shirt were polished yet relatable, mirroring her ability to connect with everyday audiences. At 32, Eliza had carved a niche with her sharp insights and fearless takes. Her columns and podcasts resonating widely. Her calm exterior hid a formidable intellect, honed through years of dissecting policy and amplifying unheard voices. Tonight, she faced a trial unlike any before. Her opponent, Vivian Brooks, a seasoned attorney and lawmaker, entered with commanding presence. Her emerald green suit radiated authority, her charisma filling the room. Vivian's fiery speeches and relentless advocacy had made her a legend, her decades in courtrooms and legislative battles earning her respect and fear. She thrived in high-pressure arenas, and tonight she viewed Eliza as a worthy challenger, a young voice to test her mettle. As they sat at a glass table, the tension was palpable. The moderator introduced the topic, a polarizing policy proposal dominating headlines, touching on equity, opportunity, and government accountability. It was a divisive issue, sparking heated debates nationwide, and this showdown promised to ignite those passions. For Eliza and Vivian, the stakes were immense, with millions watching. Vivian struck first. "Good evening," she said, her voice resonant, addressing the studio and viewers at home. "We're here to discuss justice, real justice that changes lives." She wove personal stories with data, painting a vivid picture of systemic reform. The audience was rapt, some nodding as she spoke of fairness prevailing. Then, with a calculated smile, she turned to Eliza. "It's great to see new voices," she said, her tone warm but sharp. "But there's a difference between writing about change and making it happen. Eliza, your columns are insightful, but they're not the same as fighting in courtrooms or rallying communities." The audience erupted, some cheering her boldness, others murmuring approval of her jab. It was a strategic move to frame Eliza as an outsider. Eliza, unfazed, smiled, a subtle, confident gesture that silenced the room. Poised, hands folded, she met Vivian's gaze. Social media buzzed, viewers debating the opening salvo. Vivian pressed on. "With respect," she said, her tone edged with condescension. "Opinions from afar don't match lived experience." "Have you felt these policies impact Eliza?" The audience murmured, but Eliza remained composed. She took a breath, letting the silence build tension. "Vivian, I respect your passion," she began, her voice clear and authoritative. "But perspective matters. Some of us don't need to live those struggles because we've spent years listening to those who do. Families crushed by bad policy, workers buried in red tape." The crowd stirred, intrigued. Eliza continued. "My role isn't to live their lives. It's to amplify their voices, to demand accountability over political theater." Gasps rippled through the audience, some clapping her nuance. Vivian raised an eyebrow, caught off guard, but quick to counter. "So your analysis trumps action?" she asked sharply. "Studying problems isn't solving them." Eliza's smile returned, steely. "Let me ask you, Vivian," she said. "How often have you read every line of a bill you voted on, or relied on aid summaries? Because the trenches you mention are often dug by unscrutinized policies that fail the people you claim to represent. The room froze, the moderator stunned. Social media exploded, clips of Eliza's retort going viral. Vivienne laughed, a sharp, forced sound. "That's one way to frame it," she said, her poise shaken. Eliza pressed on. "Action without understanding is noise. When was the last time you challenged a bill's fine print, not just its rhetoric?" Vivienne's eyes narrowed. "You're assuming too much," she shot back. "My record proves my fight for real people." But Eliza's logic kept her on the defensive. The debate became a chess match, each woman landing blows, the audience captivated. Eliza's poise and Vivienne's fire made it unforgettable. Post-debate, Eliza reflected in her apartment, aware of the scrutiny she'd face. Vivienne, in her hotel, acknowledged Eliza's strength